question around you is whether or not Vasily Lomachenko retires. I'm wondering if you have a message for him.
I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you. I'm ready for Shakur. I'm ready for Barichek. I'm ready for any other guys with the belts.
Cool. What's up with that? How do you feel about a Raymond Muratalla fight?
I'm with it. It ain't nothing stopping that fight from happening. I'm with it. I think right now what they're trying to do, they're trying to hide the fact that they're ducking Andy Cruz. I don't try to get in other people's business, but I already seen that the fight was offered. Clearly that's his mandatory. Clearly, bro, you just got gifted a belt that you really did not fight for.
So I think Muratalla is a great fighter. You know, he's trained by Robert Garcia, who's for me one of the best trainers in the world. But I think Andy's very special, and I think we'll see him keep on improving against the levels of opposition. And you know, sometimes he's fighting not necessarily within his style, he's fighting to make it exciting. And when the better opposition arrives, and someone that's more aggressive like Muratalla, I really feel like you're going to see the best of Andy Cruz. Don't forget, he's just had 6 fights in the professional code, so I see him as a heavy favourite to beat Muratalla, but I think he's a very good fighter.
That Cuban dude, yeah, keep mentioning me every time you fight on the zone, my name getting brought up. Keep mentioning me, you know?
Let me ask you about that though. You and the Cuban, you gonna fight him in the pros?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
How's that gonna go? This ain't the amateurs no more.
Right.
How you think a fight with you and him gonna go?
Under 6.
You gonna stop him?
What? Hell yes.
Have you had any real conversations about fighting him?
Yes.
Estamos en vivo ya, señores. Me siento triste. Me siento triste porque como ustedes sabrán, hoy es el día del papá y estoy esperando una llamada de Kishan, mi hijo. No me ha llamado a felicitarme. ¿Por qué razón? Señor. Kishan, tu papá está esperándote. Falta de respeto. Increíble, señores, pero nada. Aquí estamos contentos con la victoria y pronto espero que mi hijo me llame.
What's up, fight fans? Welcome back to 12 Rounds Boxing. Strap in, because we are headed for a collision at the top of the lightweight division that has everything: legacy, redemption, amateur supremacy versus professional pedigree, and a gold belt hanging in the balance. I'm talking about the IBF Lightweight World Championship on January 24th in Las Vegas, where champion Raymond "Danger" Muratalla puts it all on the line against the Cuban sensation Andy Cruz. Let's set the stage. Raymond Muratalla's road to this moment reads like a boxing purist's dream. This wasn't a handed-down hype job. This was forged in the small halls, on the club shows, building a reputation one violent knockout at a time. From those humble beginnings, he marched onto ESPN, then to pay-per-view, dismantling top-tier pros with a chilling ease. 23 wins, 17 of them leaving opponents staring at the lights. His rise felt inevitable, but his coronation, that came with an asterisk. When the great Vasily Lomachenko retired, the IBF belt passed to Muratalla as the top contender, and the whispers started immediately. Email champion, paper title. The boxing world can be a cruel place, and Muratalla heard it all. Now he's not just defending a title, he's defending his name. He's on a mission to prove, once and for all, that he is the true king of this weight class, and he's willing to fight anyone to make that point. And anyone has arrived in the form of perhaps the most dangerous anyone you could imagine, with less than 10 fights. Into Andy Cruz, the Cuban wizard, an Olympic gold medalist who announced his arrival to the pros by utterly outclassing none other than Keyshawn Davis in the amateurs, a rivalry that spilled online with both men trading barbs for years, a fight we all wanted before Davis lost his belt. Cruz transitioned to the paid ranks with a target on his back and has dazzled with sublime skill. 6 wins, 3 knockouts, but more impressively, a display of footwork, timing, and boxing IQ that feels generational. But the critiques are there. He plays it too safe. His style can be a bore. He breaks men down with 1,000 cuts, not one hammer blow. Recognizing this, Cruz made a power move literally. He brought in Philadelphia's power-developing guru Bozy Ennis to add some venom to his vast skill set. He knows the pure amateur style has a ceiling in the pros. He stopped 3 of his last foes, but let's be real. Raymond Muratalla is a stratospheric leap in competition. So the question for you, the viewers, is this: does the great Olympian, with all his sublime talent, have what it takes to reach the mountain top in the brutal world of professional championship boxing, and for Muratalla, a first title defense against a gold medalist of this caliber. Can the stakes get any bigger? Let's break down how this fight will be won and lost. First, the champion, Raymond "Danger" Muratalla. Muratalla is a versatile, powerful hunter. Don't let the boxer-puncher label fool you, he is a destroyer. His main tool of torture, vicious, debilitating body shots. He breaks fighters down to the core. He's not a prolific jabber, but when he does throw it, it's a stiff, punishing piston meant to set up the kill. Where he's most lethal is in the counterpunch. He's a patient predator. He uses feints to lure you into throwing, then exploits the opening with fight-ending combinations. His defense is effective, but it's in service of his offense. He stays on his toes, masters distance, and uses excellent head movement and level changes to make you miss. But here, the key, he's been dropped before. Sometimes in the heat of the exchange, he'll drop his hands or linger in the pocket a second too long, admiring his work. His defense is above average, but its consistency is the question. He's a high-risk, high-reward fighter who believes his power is the ultimate equalizer. Now the challenger, Cruz. This is the epitome of the Cuban school of boxing. It's a beautiful, frustrating ballet of footwork, counterpunching, and defensive genius. Cruz doesn't just move, he glides. He reminds you of a dancer with effortless upper body movement and quick, precise feet that never seem to get crossed. His defensive reflexes are elite, making him a ghost to hit cleanly. This foundation allows him to pick perfect punches. His jab is a rangefinder and a weapon. His straight right is a laser. He builds his attack through accumulation, breaking you down round by round with superior punch selection and speed. The knock, the lack of one-punch power. Opponents who should be gone often hang around, leading to drawn-out decisions. But with Bozy Ennis in his corner, the promise of more authority behind that pristine technique is very, very real. If he can marry his sublime skills with fight-altering power, he becomes a nightmare for anyone. All right, let's get tactical. How does each man get his hand raised in Las Vegas? For the champion, it's all about imposing his reality. He cannot chase Cruz, he must cut off and corner him. It starts with discipline. He needs to use that stiff, underrated jab more than ever, not just to score, but to herd Cruz towards the ropes. Feints will be crucial. Fake that jab, fake that body shot, make Cruz commit to a defensive move, and then close the distance. Once he's got Cruz in a quadrant, that's when Muratalla unleashes his true weapon, pressure. He needs to force Cruz into a dogfight, turn this from a chess match into a street fight in a phone booth. And the key to slowing down those dancing Cuban feet, the body attack. Muratalla has to invest early and often downstairs, punish the midsection, take the spring out of his legs, and turn Cruz from a moving target into a stationary one. A slowed-down Cruz is a hittable Cruz, and that's when Muratalla's fight-ending power finds its home. But here's the caveat. While on the attack, Muratalla's defense must be switched on. Cruz will feint, create angles, and fire unorthodox shots off the back foot. Muratalla can't afford those lapses, those moments with his hands down, admiring a punch. He has to be defensively responsible even while being offensively ruthless. The mantra for Muratalla is simple: fight your fight, dictate, destroy. For the challenger, it's about precision and progression. Cruz wins by being a surgeon, not a brawler. His footwork is his foundation. He must use it to control distance, never letting Muratalla set his feet to unload. But he can't just run. This is where his timing becomes the weapon. He needs to catch Muratalla coming in. As Muratalla takes that step forward, Cruz must meet him with sharp, powerful counters, a straight right hand down the pipe, a left hook over the top. He has to find a way to hurt Muratalla early, to plant a seed of doubt. We've seen opponents last with Cruz because he couldn't hurt them. That cannot happen here. He must prove the work with Bozy Ennis has added that necessary sting. Cruz also needs to show a new dimension, fighting smart on the inside. He can't let Muratalla have all the fun in close. He needs to smother Muratalla's power by tying up, working short, sharp uppercuts on the break, and taking that strength away. His high boxing IQ must be on full display. Use the brilliant 1-2 combination not just to score, but as a barrier, a stick to keep the brawler at the end of his range. Exploit Muratalla's defensive lapses with pinpoint accuracy. For Cruz, the fight is a 12-round equation he must solve with his feet, his hands, and now his newfound power. This is the beauty of boxing, the proven power of the professional champion versus the perfected skill of the amateur phenom. Legacy, validation, and history are all on the line. So what do you think? Drop your prediction in the comments below. Muratalla by KO or Cruz by decision? Is Muratalla's power too much, or is Cruz's skill level just untouchable? Make sure you're subscribed to 12 Rounds Boxing and hit that notification bell, because we'll be breaking down all the fallout from this epic clash right here. Until then, fight fans, remember, it only takes one round to change everything. Thanks for watching.